Hey guys, I'm live on both YouTube and Instagram right now. And it is just simply to get into it about my book coming out tomorrow. I hope you guys are on the pre order list. If not, go right into the link in my bio. I know that you have it at the link in my bio. It's the first thing on my link tree. Be the first to sign up to get my new book. Or if you're on YouTube right now watching me, you already know, go to my community page or the last live I did, it's in the link. Hey, Darlene. Um, so basically, the time has come. Let me share this with the group that I'm in. The time has freaking come, my guys, where your girl has come up with a book. And it's been a long time in coming. It just kind of goes to show you, like I said, sometimes things don't just happen to you, they happen for you. And in my case, it was my own experiences with autoimmune illness. And I've seen my mother struggle with this and other people I knew struggle, but primarily it was my mother for me. Like, I saw her go through a whole lot with her lupus diagnosis. And you guys know it's Lupus Awareness Month, so Elsa, put on purple. But that was it. And until I had experienced pains myself by way of fibromyalgia, psoriatic arthritis, I did not know like what people were going through. I didn't know what chronic pain is. Oh, thanks. I lost so much weight and I look good. Girl, you know when the doctor tells you you overweight on paper and you pre-diabetic on paper, you better lose some weight or you're going to have to pick up some prescriptions. And that's exactly what I've seen a lot of people do. And that's what brought me to this book idea because it's something that I just had so much knowledge of. Like when it got to that point where it was, you're going to be on prescriptions, I knew I needed to change my life. Okay. That's why now I'm a life changer. But I was a life changer before I joined that TLC company because let me tell you something. Prescriptions will change your life, you know. I've seen my mother start having seizures because of prescriptions that they would put on her, prescription narcotics. Would She started having brain issues, having seizures, which was really scary for me around my college years. I've just seen so much. I just knew like the pill life was not for me. And so in my book, The Trinity of Healing, the holistic guide to reversing autoimmune disease, I really talk about holistic health as a whole. You know, I'm talking about the trinity of the body, the mind, the body, the spirit. And all of those things are contributing factors to people's health. But it seems like in the health world today, people only want to talk about the body. They only want to address and treat the body as if when your brain dies, your entire body dies. But we don't talk a lot about mental health. When your body dies, your spirit leaves, but we don't want to talk about spiritual health. We just think we're just out here, brains and bodies. And nobody's talking about how that affects disease, especially autoimmune disease, which is on the rise, which primarily affects people like me, women of childbearing age. Black women are affected 2 to 3 times more in the United States of America. And it's happening to younger people. I mean, you have to understand, I was at my worst at 27 years old. And it took me till now, at almost 30, to begin reversing these symptoms and seeing them disappear. So, autoimmune disease is on the rise, and it's on the rise with younger people. There are people having strokes in their 30s and things like this, and it's super scary. But me, with the knowledge that I have in holistically reversing my own symptoms, I would be stupid to not share this with people. So I wanted to share my book and my guide. It's not even like it's an ebook. It is a book technically, but it's more of a guide to me. It's I didn't want to make it real fluffy and real long. I wanted to just take what I've been talking about and take the knowledge and add more sources to my knowledge, which I've been researching because You don't get to reverse autoimmune symptoms just like overnight or just with some Dr. Sebi herbs. Like it really does take a trinity. It does take you getting a good look at your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I did all three. And I think that's what helped me. Oh, thank you, Justin. Thanks for following me on the gram. Oh, I'm glad I look beautiful. I feel healthy. That's how I feel. Beauty is health. Health is beauty. So I thank you so much. I'm glad you're watching. So I think that those aspects, like it takes what they say, as above, so below, as inside, so outside. The things that we're ingesting mentally, spiritually, that comes out to us physically. So in my book, I think people will see that things, yes, beauty is health. In the book, people will see that health starts from the spirit down to the body. And that was my purpose in making this guide, because I want people to look at holistic health holistically. I want people to start seeing it as not just the foods that they eat and the exercises they do or the meditation that they do or whatever. Like you need to start syncing all these aspects of yourself, because you are a perfect being with imperfect parts. Like there are things that we have to address as a whole to get a whole lot better. Like I look better physically, but I also they say some pretty people are mean, but I know a lot of people who are attractive and that are kind on the inside. I like to feel like the goodness inside of somebody will show on the outside of somebody sometimes, even if they're not like the most physically attractive per se. Like their spirit radiates outside of them. I'm a spiritual person, so I know how to walk into a room and be like, oh wow, I shouldn't be here. So if I'm next to a person, no matter what they look like, I can tell like their spirit is something nice about them, and they have a kindness to them and a warmth about their vibe that makes people want to be around them. How many people know people like that, where somebody who's like, man, I don't even know why people like that person so much, but you get around them and you're like, dang, they got like some charisma to them. It's something on the inside. That's the same way our body does us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's the same way that our body does us. A lot of times people are, for example, acne. Acne is your body detoxing itself through your face. A lot of times people have illness, but they have colon issues. So it's like your body needs to detox from the inside. A lot of the times that people are going through a lot of stuff inside of them, stress inside of their body that shows on the outside. So in this book, my aim was for it to be like a guide of showing people the other aspects of health that they need to highlight before just going into the physical. And then, of course, I have to end the book with going into what's type of physical things I think would help them. The more physical aspects, that the supplements, the exercises, the diets that will adhere to having a better track with autoimmune disease. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. Ooh, thank you guys. I'm live on YouTube and Instagram, so that's why I'm bouncing from here to here. YouTube is live tonight. YouTube is live tonight. Oh, the book is going to be for tomorrow only. It is $2. You're getting a jam-packed guide on reversing autoimmune disease for $2 tomorrow only. Yes, this is my first ebook. I just want everybody to get this knowledge, I want everybody to get this knowledge and share it with people. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm very serious. This is not a fluff guide. This isn't I'm not doing all that. Like y'all know I'm a health coach. I'm a life changer. I'm out here to change lives. My first ebook, my first day, I'm dropping it for $1.99. Yes. That's why you got to get on the list now so you can get it ASAP. But after that, the price is going up. Awesome. Oh, glad. Yeah, thank you. I hope y'all is on the list. Get on the list. Get on the list. Hey, Liz. You're on the website. Good. Well, get on. I have a click funnel. I have a link where you can put yourself in my email list because at midnight that book is going out. It's going out. It's going to be live on the site. Right now, it's not live, but once you go on the badonbb.com at midnight, it'll be on. You're on the pre-launch list now. Okay, awesome, Justin. Awesome, great. Please, like y'all need to share this info with your homies, anybody you know who's touched. Especially tomorrow is 555. It's a day of God's grace. Like we're in the year 5, 2021. It's Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. 5 5. I gotta have grace on everybody the way God had grace on my life because I'm telling you, psoriatic arthritis, fibromyalgia, lupus, these type of things, the things that I've been given grace. She like man, listen. There are people who are on disability with the type of things that I am now symptomless of. You know what I'm saying? So there's just no way in heaven, hell, or in between that I'm not going to give y'all this knowledge. So it's just a $2 ebook. It's my first ebook ever. And I'm planning on having more in the future. But, the people who are in my circle will get more of the, behind the scenes for that. Y'all know how that go. You got to be in the inner circle. Let everybody else catch it later because, things sell out. They sell out for them. So you don't want to be on that list, on the missing side of things. Yay, Liz needs it. Yay. So yes, and especially because it's Lupus Awareness Month too. This is near and dear to my heart. I think it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're going real in. Like these are two causes near and dear to my heart. Like straight up for people's minds, for people's mentalities, people suffering with chronic pains. This is a must. Like those who can must. And I can inform people of what I know and what I've researched. I have a team of doctors behind me. I have a team of books behind me. I have a therapist behind me, psychotherapist behind me. I got life coaches behind me. I got business coach behind me. Like everything is, thank you. But I got a team of things behind me and I try to jam pack it into a nice little readable guide. Nothing too long, nothing that's straight fluff. Everybody's gonna get a good concept of dang, wow, it's a concept guide, like to show people like, get people thinking differently about autoimmune disease and what they can do to reverse it. So yeah, so I'm just starting to open this up as a health coach and a life changer. I gotta change people's lives out here. Internet Hollywood. Hey. I feel like, were you just on YouTube? Did you go from YouTube to IG Live? I don't know. Hey guys, you guys know I'm on IG up here and I'm on YouTube down here. I'm live on 2 venues. I need another phone so I can be on Facebook too. Shoot, I'll be live on everything. And TikTok. I need to be live on TikTok. I got TikTok followers. I need to tell TikTok what's up. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm about to say, you're on 2 places. That's cool. I got 5. Hey, I got my lucky number out here on YouTube now. So, does anybody have any questions for me? I'm just so excited to launch this mug. I gotta get some things squared away because I'm gonna be back. Like I'll probably be back at midnight because I won't be able to sleep. Like, oh, people like my book or no? Oh, I'll be doing all of that because this is my first ebook, guys. I shouldn't have done that. I probably sound so loud, but like this is my first ebook, so I'm mad, like scary about this. But look, I did it for the knowledge. I just was talking to my auntie and my grandma about it. They got me these beautiful flowers. I'm excited and I'm nervous, you know. Which type of lupus can be reversed? I believe all types of lupus. I'm not a doctor. Let me give y'all the disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, but I believe doctors say it's incurable, but your symptoms can be reversed. I do believe anything is reversible through Christ crucified, honestly. And what I talk about in the guide, looking at your healing through a holistic approach. Not just my mother over the years, she's been able to remove some of her prescriptions. There are some things that she still struggles with, but she also hasn't done a couple of things that I mentioned in the guide, which is, the spiritual and the mental aspects of healing. So you do, I believe that through one, your belief system, and your mental health, those are the two most important factors of reversing autoimmune disease, especially if you are a black woman. I don't know what you are, I can't see through YouTube, but let me tell you, um, autoimmune disease is directly correlated with childhood trauma. It's directly correlated with PTSD. And I go into detail about PTSD in the book. I can't remember all my facts, but PTSD, what it does is it pumps cortisol through your body. And especially if you develop it as a child, for example, somebody like myself who's from the south side of Chicago, I mean, everywhere I go, people want to mention the news and, oh, the little kids getting shot. By the age of 12, I just stopped watching the news because I remember one story in particular. It was a mass shooting at Elaine Bryant. It was five ladies who, somebody just came in and killed them and shot them. And when you grow up seeing things like this, and I didn't even grow up in a gang-ridden neighborhood or anything like that. I grew up out in the suburbs. I had great education for the most part, and all you see, I've lost people to gun violence, so it's like all you see on the news is kids dying and people getting shot, and the rumors, all the things that you guys see on the news about Chicago every day. So by the time kids are developing that around 12, 13, 14, we just kind of grow numb to it. Like, it's not that people don't care about kids getting shot or people losing people to gun violence or violent activity. It's just because we see it so much, you kind of develop a numbness to it. And that's where post-traumatic stress disorder kicks in. I believe a lot of people in Chicago have it, especially black people, especially people from low income neighborhoods or high crime neighborhoods. um, they develop a sense of trauma through seeing violence, being in violence areas, or even if you're not in a violent area like myself, you see violence or have experienced violence, and amongst other things. And that direct correlation with trauma and PTSD, what happens with people who have PTSD is your body develops a higher sense of protection. Your body is built to protect you, your mind is built to protect you. So you'll be scared of things, but that's your brain saying, hey, I want to live. So that's why it's pumping out cortisol and making your heart race and things like that. The thing about PTSD is you could be present day, like I'm sitting in my living room right now, just enjoying myself, and PTSD is still pumping out high levels of cortisol and high level of stress hormones. Those hormones will increase. Those hormones from PTSD, the high levels of cortisol, they increase bad hormones in your body. Like it's increasing. I don't think I'm wording this right, which is why I wrote a book about it, so I sound much better. But when you have PTSD, the cortisol that's running through your body, it's sitting in your body at times where it's not necessary. Those people that come back from wars and they're sitting here watching TV, but their brains are elsewhere. That's what's happening in real life with people in real issues. So when you have that energy stored in your body, it eventually can manifest itself into disease. And that's why I believe there's such a high correlation, which it's not just my belief. There's statistical evidence of this, which I mentioned in the book. So there's an extremely high correlation between trauma, PTSD, and good one, Liz. I'm going to talk about it in a second. And autoimmune disease, because autoimmune disease is essentially your body fighting itself. It's your white blood cells going to war when it doesn't need to. It's fighting its own immune system. So that's why in my book, I'm talking initially about, I'm talking holistically. I'm talking about the spirit and the mind, but those aspects I believe control the body. You know, if your brain dead, you're dead. So once you get in control of your spirit and your brain and your mental conditions like PTSD, then you can heal at a much faster, better level. Like your body has what it takes to heal itself. It really does. But that's something else. You know, people aren't ready to hear that. They're not ready to hear all that. So, vitamin D deficiency, oh, I go into that too. Another correlation, vitamins and deficiency in Black people. First of all, Black people are melanated. Vitamin D, melanated people are meant to. Who sent me a message? I have two cousins with lupus. Now I'm realizing my symptoms. For me, I think it's adult stressors, lack of exercise. It's all of that. It's all of that. Once you go see a psychotherapist, and I talk about the types of therapy that you need specifically if you're experiencing autoimmune disease, that's in the guide. I go into detail about that. That's the first thing I tell anybody who has an autoimmune disease: find a psychotherapist. And I'll tell you in detail about that in the guide. And it's not a lot of detail because I don't like fluff. I like to go through my books and get the good stuff. I give you all meat, no extra coconut. But yes, it's literally all of that. Because when I started experiencing autoimmune disease symptoms like extreme inflammation, for me it was my knees. My knees would swell up, my joints would be sore, I would be extremely fatigued. Um, when I started experiencing that, it was at some of the most stressful times in my life. I was experiencing a lot of stress at work, my family, and I really was going, it just started manifesting into my body at that point. When that's the whole thing I was talking about with the childhood trauma, because that energy stores itself in your body because you haven't really released it. You probably haven't really released a lot of that traumatic energy from what you have experienced as a child, or if you experience some type of traumatic events as an adult. And when you don't release that energy, it's still there. It just hasn't, until you can deal with that and release it, it's waiting on the right time to pop itself up. And that's what autoimmune is. Your body's going to fight itself for dear life. Autoimmune disease is literally your white blood cells fighting itself. It's like, hey, I'm stressed, and it just starts tweaking. And it picks an organ or whatever it wants to do, and it starts tweaking on you. So I believe of all diseases, autoimmune disease is the one. Zinc supplements, yes. I can't speak on zinc, but I do talk a lot about vitamin D. Vitamin D, especially if you're Black. Most Black people are vitamin D deficient because we're melanated people, and we're not, melanated people come from Africa. Somehow I'm in Chicago. I'm a third generation Chicagoan. So it gets very, very cold up here and very, very dark. And we don't get a lot of sunshine sometimes. So that plus the high levels of PTSD, I'm sure. Um, we kind of need supplements. And vitamin D is one of those supplements that I found out. I'll talk about this with Dr. Grundy. He's a well-known doctor on the internet, but everywhere. And he specializes in autoimmune. A lot of his clients, he said, are autoimmune disease clients. So I follow him heavily, and I mention him a lot in the book. And he talks about vitamin D deficiency. He started talking about it real heavy with COVID because people were, they always reaching for vitamin C, but vitamin D is one of the most essential vitamins to your immune system. And it's one that in particular Black people don't get enough of, and Asians. And also, it's closely correlated with autoimmune disease. It's what I initially found out I was deficient in when I was going to my doctors to figure out what was going on with my body when I started experiencing symptoms. So I had extremely low vitamin D, and she prescribed me with 2,000 milligrams, 2,000 IUs, excuse me, of 4,000 IUs. She told me to take 4,000 IUs for 2 months. and then I could go down to 2,000. Honey, I've been taking 5,000 IUs. I take 5,000 to 10,000 IUs of vitamin D a day. I take it in liquid form because liquid form has a higher absorption rate. I mentioned that in the book, and that's that on that. Don't play about vitamin D. But if there is another vitamin that your doctor says you're deficient in, you better pay attention to that too. Yep, you sure should, Liz. Take that vitamin D3 daily. People don't know that. They don't want to say modify your food intake. I decided yesterday to lay off red meat. Hey, you know your body better than you do. This is what holistic health is about. It's about us becoming our own advocates for our health, because these doctors, especially if you're a black woman, they think that we just train for pain for something. I don't know what that's about, but you have to be your own health advocate out here. No doctor, nobody has your best in mind like you, and they shouldn't. I wake up and say, hey, what I want to live today. And that's, you want to have the best people on your team to help you do that, but the best person to take care of you is you at the end of the day. So if you feel like, if your body is saying, hey, let me look into some alternative methods. I'm not vegan, but meat I bring up in here, it's grass fed, it's organic. I eat a lot more plant-based than I ever did. I no longer buy pops. I no longer buy juices. Anything with sugar lowers your immune system. High fructose corn syrup. It makes you fat. If you're overweight, you're going to be at bigger risk for autoimmune issues, like myself. With psoriatic arthritis and people with lupus, when you start having those joint issues, or if you have joint issues, your weight could be a big factor in them determining what type of treatments you can get you. Something as little as 10 pounds can keep you off of a narcotic. So when I was 5'2", 160 pounds, that's when I was told I was overweight, which I was. I was overweight at that. I'm only 5'2". Like, if my joints was hurting at this point, what if they never told me I was overweight and I just didn't care about weight? Because I didn't feel like I was unattractive. I would have just gone up 180, 200. Next thing you know, I'm just saying, I lost 30 pounds this year. It's a lot easier to lose 30 pounds than it is to lose 100. And that's how fast your weight can creep up on you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm about to be 30. I feel you. You don't want your body to be fighting itself. So you got to fight your body for yourself. You got to fight the feeling. Start doing a detox for yourself. Detoxing from some of that stuff that you think might help you. Honestly, we eat too much. Our body is spending so much time digesting food that it's not fighting off illness. A lot of times people go on a water fast for a few days, or a veggie juice fast for a few days, and they wind up feeling so much better naturally. Your body's like, I'm not eating all that junk. What can I do? Clean myself up. Detox. I love my detox tea, because when you have fibromyalgia, you usually have IBS-C and you can't use the bathroom for like a week. And I wasn't changing my life. I was still eating all kind of stuff. I was eating at Arby's, eating the high C, taking the high C juices. I was still, when I was back, didn't care about my life. Man, listen. I was like, I don't care about being a size small. I'll just be a size medium. I got a man. I'm fine. Look. That learned me, as they say. I learned my lesson. I got to care about my life so I can live long. And the plan is to die young at an old age. If you have 40, you're not even halfway there yet. So change your life now, okay? I'm like, dang, I ain't even had no kids. I ain't even get to live life. And I'm going through this at 27. Yes. I had to go through what I had to go through at 27, because now I'm about to be 30 and I have a book on how to reverse autoimmune systems, or a concept guide on how I reversed my autoimmune symptoms. What you do to build new cells, your body builds new cells for you. If you want to increase blood cells, you might want to look into protein. That's a good question though. That's a good question though. Like, I mean, I feel like we can't do much to build new cells if your blood count isn't already low, which that could be a completely different virus. Like when something is taking your cells like that, I really couldn't answer that. I think that you just have to like your body's going to build new cells. If you have a problem where your body's not building cells, that's like when HIV goes into AIDS type of ordeal, when the virus has eaten up all your good cells, which is way deeper than autoimmune disease. Honestly, my pressure was high for the first time. Well, since you're almost 40, you should definitely be looking into like coenzyme Q10. If your pressure's up, that NutriBurst Plus. My grandmother had high blood pressure. She started taking that, the coenzyme Q10. The thing about that, see, I'm such a life changer, y'all. I don't just know my products, I know everything in them. Coenzyme Q10, I just told a client about this. Coenzyme Q10 is a vitamin that's specifically correlated with heart health and blood pressure. Um, as you get older, near the 50s particularly, your body makes less coenzyme Q10. We already have it in it, but after in the 50s, as we get older, it just start declining. And that's what it goes directly hand in hand with high blood pressure and health, as well as blood pressure. You probably need some vitamin D3 anyway. Look at NutriBurst Plus. My grandmother, she's in her 60s, old Caribbean lady, 60s and 70s. They try to prescribe her with some blood pressure medicine. She didn't want to take it. I'm always giving her NutriBurst. I gave her NutriBurst Plus. She comes back 10. Her shit was 10 pounds, 10 points later. 10 points lower the next time. They were like, "Oh, the pills are working." She was like, "No, I'm not taking those pills." Just saying. Not saying that it cures or prevents or mitigates any diseases at all, but coenzyme Q10, look up some research on that. I have a video on NutriBurst versus NutriBurst Plus, and in the description box I link the medical article I read on coenzyme Q10. If you take coenzyme Q10 for extended periods, it is known to lower by 7 to something ish points. I know it. I believe it's contributed to my grandmother lowering 10 points, and she has a testimony on my Instagram page. But coenzyme Q10, start looking up coenzyme Q10, or if you want to take a liquid multivitamin, NutriBurst Plus, it has coenzyme Q10 in it. And I like liquid vitamins. Try to get liquid vitamins anytime you can. And I talk about that on the book too. Way better absorption rate. It goes way better into your bloodstream faster. That's why we want to get results quick. Like if you're not gonna go alkaline vegan and change your whole lifestyle and become a Rasta, then start taking some supplements. You don't have to get rid of everything, but start supplementing some things with some good things. Like I wasn't gonna stop drinking my high C at the time. Now you can't get me to touch a high C. But I incorporated a detox tea so I could use the bathroom. So my colon is still cleansing and I'm still eating crap. But you have to be holistic and start changing your lifestyle over time, which now, no pops, no juices. I got some kombucha, I got some sparkling waters, autoimmune disease kill cell. Yes, it's an overgrowth, yeah, for sure, because your body is fighting off its good white blood cells. It is, but I'm thinking like when you talk about building new cells, your body's already building new cells, so I'm thinking it's just a matter of whether the white cells, like your white blood count is lower. Yes, okay. So I'm thinking about my mom now. What she be talking about at the doctors, because they do count your white blood count. So it's to create new ones though. I can't like give you the answer for that. Well, how to build new cells? That's something I gotta look up now. Now I need to read books about that. Like how do you increase new cells? I wouldn't even think that's like the biggest issue though, Because you can create new cells, but if your body's steadily fighting the new cells, it won't matter. That's why lupus is called the great wolf. It has the ability to hide itself dormantly. It's kind of dangerous. It's more sneaky in a sense than like HIV, because HIV is human immunodeficiency virus, right? That's the only thing I can really correlate this to. The T cells in HIV, they start killing off the white blood cells till it gets, once you get your white blood cells to a low part, then you have AIDS. And that's when they say it's like stage 4 cancer. It's like all you can do at that point is try to slow the progression of the disease before it kills off everything. But lupus, the reason why HIV people can live with it, live a normal life, and they can maintain it as long as they're being treated, like there are people living completely normal lives, they're just on prescriptions. The T cells are visible. Lupus is the great wolf because that virus in particular, it has the ability to hide itself dormantly away from immune fighting cells. So they can sit themselves, they can transform completely, as opposed to at least the T cells in HIV can be seen and be contained with prescriptions. For some reason, they can't do that with lupus. I don't know. With autoimmune disease, that's the scariest part about it. When you're getting tested, it's so anxiety probing because they don't have a test. You can go to a doctor and say, hey, can you test me for HIV? And they'll test you and they'll give you the results. You get tested for autoimmune disease, it's especially lupus. Lupus is really hard. It's like they have to cross everything off the list before they say, oh, it's lupus. So it's like, oh, your rheumatoid factor's okay, but you're still inflamed. We don't know what it is. Oh, your knees are still junked up. Your face is still doing this. And then they do biopsies and take bone marrow out and do all these really painful tests before they can actually tell you, hey, it has to be lupus, because it's nothing else. So that's how sneaky the cells are in lupus and certain other immune diseases as well, where it's just so hard to diagnose. You just have something fighting itself, and it's scary. So because it actually can be fatal, for a lot of people it's just debilitating and chronically irritating and painful, but for some people their kidneys will fail and they will die if they don't get them replaced, or your body can't fight it. It's messed up because there's still no cure. So if we can't get to that, let's prevent it. And if there's a way that we can naturally, holistically reverse it, then let's do it, because that's what I'm about. All these narcotics ain't gonna do it. I can tell you that, because I've seen that. My mother has gone through that, and definitely wasn't going that route. And that's why all the research has led me up to this book and to this guide. Man, it is really real in the field for me. Like, I really am serious about this stuff. So, and it's coming out before I do my alkaline vegan challenge, y'all. I'm gonna do some real cool stuff. I got Hennessy's fitness challenge starting on Thursday. He's doing this ass and abs challenge, and I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do my very own alkaline vegan challenge. I'm gonna see if I can pull it off for a week. See if I notice anything different. Like, am I gonna have that flawless vegan skin and absolutely live the best life? I don't know. Maybe I'll never go back. I don't know, man. I don't know. Your girl love lobster tails too much to be vegan right now, so I can't even tell you. But y'all got me on here talking for about 40 minutes. It doesn't even feel like I'm talking to my phone, though. That's what's crazy. I don't know. I just love talking to you guys. Maybe I need to do more lives. Maybe I need to do more lives, because this be kind of fun. I'm definitely doing a live tomorrow. Ah, man. I looked up the scariest autoimmune diseases, like the most fatal, and lupus was not up there. There's like five of them. And so, yeah, that scary autoimmune disease of the blood, it definitely does. The skin's already glowing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad my skin is kind of glowing today. I think it's going to glow even harder. I think it's going to glow even harder with the alkaline challenge. Ooh, Ebony. Hey, girl. Ebony, my womb practitioner, is in the building. Okay. She's a real vegan, okay? And she's definitely got that good vegan skin. I want to get the good vegan skin like Ebony has. Then, when I do my vegan challenge. Why? It won't let me see all my comments. Arr! Ugh. Oh my gosh. Y'all are crazy. Anyways, hey, Abs. I got Justin up here. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on around here, huh? Y'all, I cannot, it will not. YouTube is playing these games with me right now, but it is what it is. Stop making you blush. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you. I'm just over here trying to, you know, get in my sacred woman glow. I'm over here trying to be all healthy, act like I have the Eve gene or something, step into my full glow. So I got to take care of myself. I got to do better than I've been doing, honestly. So this is just oh, thank you, Justin. Thank you. Tell everybody about the book. Tell everybody, because I want the message to be out that autoimmune disease is not just physical, it's spiritual, it's mental, and it's physical. And we have to tackle all aspects in reversing it. Because if anybody's going to tell the message, it's going to be this girl who's been able to live a healthy, prescription free life. Okay? I'm going to share the news. Yay. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm looking crazy, y'all. I'm live on Instagram up here and YouTube down here. The healthy life, to start a healthy life is drinking water. For sure, for sure. I drink a lot of water. You got to drink a lot of water because you're made up of a lot of water. It always tickles me when people are like, I don't like water. You're made of water. Why don't you like water? It's a lot of water in us. Healthy people drink water. It's crazy. I like alkaline water too. I drink a lot of that too. Buy from Whole Foods. Anyways, guys, I've really been up here 43 minutes and the book is dropping. The book is dropping very soon. It's like 3 hours away. It's 8:57. So, oh, thank you. You like the merchandise on the website? Yep, the merchandise is still selling. Y'all can get that too. But we're talking about Le Book. I'm happy you guys are excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous. And I'm excited. I just said, I really thought about pushing the book date out, but I just said no. 555. 5 5 5. I'm pushing this book out. Because otherwise I would never do it. And I'm not even gonna do that. Sometimes perfection is now. And you just have to do it and not make excuses. So I might tweak the book later and put out a premium version with more details in it later, like other people do. I might. Exactly, girl. 555. In some ways, I heard the five is like five can be a conflict. Five can mean conflict, but then I heard biblically 5 is, you know, a lot of stuff in the Bible was written, repeated 5 times for God's grace or something. It was like a number of grace. I'm like, well, hell, I'm accepting grace because God has had mercy on my soul. So I said 5, the year 5. We put in this book out, okay? Perfection is definitely now. We're definitely pushing things out. And I'm not leaving this world with all of these ideas and books inside of me. I said I'm gonna do it now. I've got videos that I'm gonna put out, and I'm not gonna wait to do them until I'm perfect or when I get the perfect lens. I'm gonna do that now, and we can always redo them later. We can always redo them later. But I got to get this knowledge out now. I got to let these people know now that you can reverse autoimmune symptoms holistically, and that there's a different way of looking at your health. We have to start looking at it in the Trinity, the mind, body, and the spirit that we consist of. So that's why I have to make it the Trinity of health. Me. Okay. Shoot, guys, I've really been here 46 minutes. Hey, Queen K. Guys, I've really been here 46 minutes. Y'all really got me talking all day. I really feel like I've been talking to people too, and I'm talking to my phone. It's a couple of people that's in the comments though. Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia. Mind you, I got people on top of my. I don't know what I'm going to do. Get a ring light that has 3 because then I'm going to have 3 phones. I got 2 phones. I'm gonna have YouTube, I'm gonna have Insta, I'm gonna have Facebook. Shoot, I should have 4 phones because then I could go live on TikTok. That'll be doing the most. But shit, why not? Why not do the most? Why not? All right, but for real though, guys, I've been here for 47 minutes. Oh, I'm glad you like hearing me talk. I'm gonna have some more topics, man. I have an auntie who really works in health as at the hospital here in Chicago, a big hospital, and we were really talking about some stuff. I'm gonna do a "What Your Mama Never Told You" episode featuring her, where we're gonna talk about some funny stuff, but we're also gonna talk about why doctors are not telling you what the heck I'm talking about in this book. Yeah, I try to be educational. I appreciate it. Moogie's food. Hey, Moogie's food. I like food. Just make it anti-inflammatory because I don't like to be inflamed. All right, loves. I've been on this phone for 48 minutes on Instagram and YouTube. I'm going to catch y'all at a later time. Make sure you guys are on my list. Chicago is opening up. It's getting nice outside in Chicago. It was kind of cold today, but Chicago's good. But yes, I have to get myself ready for lunch. And oh, Emily, I love you too, girl. Yes, yes. We are getting into the front seats of our own health. We are looking into different things of our own health. Absolutely. That's what my whole message is about, girl. You got it. You got it. I'm so excited. I can't wait for y'all to see this book. Everybody, get on the pre-launch list. It's at the link in my bio. It's the first thing. It kind of wobbles a little bit. It's a different color. Like, be the first to get the book. Just put yourself on the list so that I'm going to shoot you this email at 12 Central and you can get the book, spread the knowledge all around. Tell everybody, hey, did you know holistic health, blah, 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 blah. We reversing autoimmune disease this year. And that's what we're doing, okay? In the month of 5/5, Lupus Awareness Month, Mental Health Awareness Month. We're getting to it. All right. I know y'all tired of me flapping my arms. I'm getting a little musty over here, the way I'm over here just preaching. And my head is shiny. I look like the pastor at my church. Y'all, I'm serious. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little delusional. It's been about an hour. I'm not trained in the ways of live yet. So I'm gonna get there. But in the meantime, in between time, thank you guys so much. Yes, DM me, Justin, all that good stuff. I'll get to it as soon as I can. I love you guys. It's your girl, Madam BB. Over and out.